everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. As you can see, we are going old school for today. Just going to pick up my brother and just been needing to get out of the house, so I'm gonna go out on the beach today, hopefully. Just also changing the format a little bit just for comfort's sake. Still maintaining what we do in the room and such, but just for today, just figured just to go back to an old school like format. So for this video, let's talk about an expectance, I guess you could say. And that is in regards to Marvel Studios. Now, Marvel has, it's been in the game for a while now, since back in 2008 with the original Iron Man. They've been, just been at it for a while. They made their big conclusion with Endgame, and since then they have been trying to justify their existence with this and that, and, with films, and now expanding off the TV shows. And, well, it seems that there hasn't really been a plan. And I know there'll be naysayers, there'll be, people who will defend it, regardless, fanboys and shit. But the fact is that there is no plan. I mean, I think Kevin Feige himself even said that Phase 4 is just a stepping off, like, we're just setting things up, We're not necessarily doing things, we're just setting things up. And, well, as far as I saw, I stopped watching after, I think it was Black Panther 2 was like the last thing I saw. I didn't see Thor, I didn't see any of their films. I stopped after Doctor Strange 2, definitely, but I made the exception with Black Panther 2 because I was curious to see how they were going to make that transition from Chadwick Boseman to Letitia Wright, so, and it wasn't great, but Marvel seems to be hitting some troubles, and it seems very clear at this point anyway, because I've done some videos in the past about how Marvel's kind of just falling apart. It seems pretty clear at this point now that they're in a desperate, time period, because there was an article that came out that talked a lot about Marvel and how they're viewing their future, and it seems like they're just going back to what made them money. So they're going to try to bring back old cast members, Robert Downey Jr., as well as Chris Evans and all these other players, because they're not confident with with what they've set up. And there's been also talks about maybe replacing Jonathan Majors with a brand new character, might be Doctor Doom or something like that, from what I heard. It illustrates that Marvel really didn't have a plan after Endgame. I mean, they had ideas, but they never had a consistent story laid out. They just had some stuff here and there, which is what Phase 4 is. It's just a collection of stuff. It's just here's this, here's that, here's this, here's that, and there really isn't a central focus. I mean, people will say Loki kind of is, but I don't know. I didn't see Logan. I didn't see Loki season 2, so I can't say how consistent that story is. But apparently even that won't matter now, because they're not even gonna utilize Kang anymore. So, because I'm pretty sure that also means that Jonathan Majors probably did something. Because it's not like the Johnny Depp situation where studios just reacted. It's not like that period. Now it's like we have to be a little bit careful. We gotta wait and see things, how they play out. So now that he's going to trial and there's all these things going on with him, it seems that Disney's not confident anymore, and they're looking to change things up. It just shows more again that Disney doesn't have, or Marvel just doesn't have a structure. They don't have a plan. People have said that all the time. It's like, oh, they always have a plan. They always have this and that. They did have a plan. Their plan was the storyline with Thanos, and then Endgame was meant to conclude everything. After that, they really didn't have much of a plan. They had, like I said, just some selective ideas, but they just never chose one. You know, but now they'll tell you that it all falls in the multiverse. So it's everything makes sense. Once we throw that label on, which is just a cop out. It's just like, that was from the multiverse. Oh, that's the multiverse. Oh, that's another universe. It's just a lazy way of saying we don't want to be creative. We just want to just throw shit at the wall and hopefully it sticks. It's very, very telling. And like I said, I stopped watching Marvel stuff really with Black Panther 2, with Doctor Strange 2. Except Black Panther 2 was kind of an exception. Other than that, I haven't seen any of the TV shows or anything like that. And does anyone also really care about any of the new stuff coming out, from Marvel, the movies? There's a Captain America film, but it's not him. It's got Captain America. It's Anthony Mackie. It's well, then you should have just done a season 2 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. You shouldn't have done a fucking feature-length movie. Because honestly, does anyone really care that Anthony Mackie is the new guy in charge? I don't think anyone really cares. And then they have Thunderbolts, which is basically their Suicide Squad, but it's also secondary characters that we don't really care about as much. Getting a feature-length film, I don't think anyone's really going to care at that point. The only thing that works with Marvel is nostalgia or notable faces. So that's why Deadpool 3 will probably work well with the critics, because they work well with the fans, because they got Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine, which I think is completely stupid. Because Logan was such a great conclusion. Why would you want to jeopardize that? That's what really fuels Marvel now, is nostalgia, and comic book crap, references to the comics and stuff like that. That's why people love No Way Home, because it's all about the fucking all about the original stars and all the other shit. I was like, oh god, look, there's Tobey Maguire, there's Andrew Garfield. It's it's not, but it's not really that great of a film, so people just care more about just the little items, all that little stuff. So. And that's not enough now, a lot of people nowadays just don't care for that stuff. Generally speaking, audiences are just getting tired of it. You look at the Marvels, they're not going to be having a big opening, partially because I think it's just, the title is just so fucking boring. Because, if you have the Avengers, I think you'll have something more notable, more of a pull, but the Marvels, it's who the fuck is going to care about that? Also, it's Captain Marvel, it's not a notable character that people really care about, so, it's just to further illustrate the fatigue that is there, and, people are just getting tired of seeing the same old shit, they want to see something different, and I think Marvel is committed to what they're doing, and that's why I stayed off and just continue to stay off, because I just find it very boring. But it's it's interesting to see now that they're going well, shit, we might have to retcon a lot of what we've established, mostly due to Jonathan Majors, and also because of the growing fatigue that's forming from within our community. It's and like I said, it just puts all in perspective that Marvel never had a plan for after Endgame. They just kind of just threw stuff at you, and we're responding based off of reception, which is why that's why you get more or less stuff about nostalgia and stuff like that. That's why people when No Way Home, that Marvel probably just went, oh shit, okay, so we can just do more of this, so let's just get more fucking cameos, get other actors to come back to play their parts. That's why Hugh Jackman's around as Wolverine. That's Evan, what's his face? Evan Peters showed up as I'm not Quicksilver, but I practically am Quicksilver because that's the whole fucking point of why I show up, because was Quicksilver sort of thing. They had some weird shit with him in WandaVision, but whatever. The question is that it's a question that I think people don't wish to be honest about in this genre. Do we really give a fuck about superheroes nowadays? I think the answer is starting to become no. That's the way to phrase it. The answer is starting to become no. You know? Because there are people like me that are just like been done with it for a while. Like I was starting to become done with it before Endgame came out. I would say like after Homecoming, I think. Probably after that, yeah. I think it was like when Guardians 2 came out or something like that. That's when I started to fall out of it. I just didn't care for any of the other films, like the Thors or whatever like that. The 2 Avengers movie, I just did not care for too much. By the time, I think it was Infinity War or something like that, whatever it was, I really had it in me, like, where I was just like, I don't really have a desire to invest anymore. And then I made the choice to stop it cold turkey with Doctor Strange 2. And I just haven't had a desire since to watch. It's fatigue that has been forming, I've noticed now, for about a year. And I think it's going to continue to form into 2024. And there will be people out there who will defend it regardless. But ultimately, I think that it's an illustration of a transitional period of people just getting tired of seeing the same old shit and progressing now into a different genre. That genre being horror. I mean, you see it with like this year, especially with how Blumhouse has been just killing it at the box office, and just in general horror. Horror is just something that people respond much more to nowadays than superheroes. So, and I still believe that's going to be the future of mainstream culture. I wouldn't say cinema in general, but I mean, many of the origin points of cinema you can point to horror to, but I think that horror is going to have a resurgence within the mainstream culture. But yeah, I think that this is just another showcase of Marvel starting to just fall out of public interest, and I think it's just going to continue. I think this is just the snowball effect. It's just going to get worse, and eventually we'll be seeing perhaps some even bigger changes happening in the future. But like, shit's bad when they're having to call back the old actors to come back to do new movies. That they're not in a good position, because that they don't want to do that. They were hoping that people would fall in love with the new stuff, but they haven't. So now they're just like, okay, hey Downey, can you come back? Like, it just shows you the position that they're in. So, but yeah, so that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna get my bro right now. He's coming right now, so stay tuned for more videos in the future. And that's gonna be it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the Marvel's downfall if you guys see it. And until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video.